Hello, welcome back to Lord Winklebottom Investigates. We had a bit of trouble last time getting Captain Salty Waters out of the pub. Finally figured it out. I probably cut out about 5 or so minutes of me flailing around, trying things that didn't work until eventually I figured out the right solution. So we're carrying on with it today. It looks like the weather has come in. This doesn't look of good weather for sailing a boat, but let's see what our captain has to say.
Wait, you don't mean this is your ship?
Aye, that it be. And what of it?
I just don't think it looks particularly seaworthy.
She's a fine vessel. Served me on many a long voyage, she has. Besides, I be the only sailor for hire in the dock right now, so you don't have a choice.
That's not terribly reassuring.
Shall we set sail for the island then?
Aye, that we will. All me permits are in order, so all aboard for the Isle of Barghest.
Okay, so we were thinking you were going in this big boat over on the right there, but no, he's got a little sail rowboat. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go out in that weather with that boat. Definitely setting up a bit of a sinister tone here. Well, looks like it's getting us there, so I think we'll be okay. Okay, Act 1. The Case of the Expired Axolotl.
Hold on, I'm coming!
Made it at last. Madam, would you be so kind as to let your master know?
Oh, sir, it's terrible. A tragedy. The master, he's dead.
I say what?
It's true, sir. Oh, the poor master. I found him, sir, just floating there in his tube. Stiff as a board he was. Oh, it was horrible.
Gilfrey, dead? But this doesn't make any sense. He was in the prime of his life. The fellow was as strong as an ox.
A very tiny ox, anyway. Oh, I say, old chap, I am sorry.
We should take a look, just to be certain. Madam, Dr. Frumple here will want to examine the poor fellow.
And if there's even a hint of foul play, you can be certain that Lord Winklebottom will get to the bottom of it.
Oh, my lord, thank God you're here. The master spoke of you often.
Tell me, who else is in the house?
Well, my lord, there's the staff. That's myself and Ambrose, the butler. The gong over there should summon him. Also Pumphrey, the gardener, though he's been moping around outside of late. Miserable old sod he is. Oh, sorry, my lord.
Anybody else?
Oh, yes, my lord. There are a great many guests here today. The master had a big announcement to make, he said.
Right, Frumple, we should have a look at poor Gilfrey, then introduce ourselves to the other guests. Thank you, madam, you've been most helpful.
You're welcome, my lord. Have you any luggage with you? I can have Ambrose take it upstairs for you.
Alas, no, we lost most of our possessions on the journey over here. Our means of conveyance turned out to be a touch unstable.
It was all I could do to keep hold of me tea.
Yeah, he's still got a cup of tea. I think he's going to have that the whole game. Okay, so there's been, well, I was going to say there's been a murder, but we don't know that yet. We need to figure out the what's going on. Alright, well, let's have a look around, examine everything.
A bust of the great composer, Beethoven.
Not just a great composer, but an excellent at tricks too, you know. I hear he was an expert at rolling over.
Oh, God. There's going to be a lot of stuff like
A bust
that.
of the great Caesar. Gilfrey was most interested in ancient history.
Good grief, look at his eyes. They look even more soulless than the real thing.
What is it with you and primates, Frumple?
Yeah, he doesn't like primates. So what we've got, servants' quarters, drawing room, telephone. I'll check the telephone in a moment. Let's have a look at some of these paintings.
Another fine piece of artwork from Gilfrey's collection.
I say, Winklebottom, that fellow must have been going like a bomb when you ran into that wall, what?
Yeah.
I think I've heard that one before, and it's not in very good taste.
I suppose when you think about it, it is quite an odd tradition. A little morbid, in fact. Look, the poor fellow even has some of his clothing still on him.
This chap is beyond even your skills, I fear. Let's leave him be.
So yeah, again, I mentioned this last time. In the world of animals, that is just freaky. So last time you mentioned about having a donkey ride, and he said the donkey wasn't happy because he was too heavy. And in the world of animals, riding on a donkey is just a bit weird. And having a moose head on the wall, that's even worse.
A painting of Gilfrey's only daughter, Constance.
Okay, so in this world, it doesn't matter what species you are. So an axolotl can, well, not give birth, because he's the father, but can produce ducks as offspring.
This is a portrait of Gilfrey's late wife, Ethelbert.
Okay.
He died tragically young a few years ago.
How did she die, anyway?
It was a terrible incident involving an airship.
I say, crashed with her on board?
No, she flew too close to the propellers and, well, you can imagine the rest.
Ouch.
Oh, grisly way to go.
Okay, so the mother was a duck, so there is some kind of genetics there.
Ah, a portrait of the great fellow himself.
Distinguished looking chap, eh, Winklebottom?
Another fine piece of artwork from Gilfrey's collection.
Okay, so we're not really learning too much, but actually we do have some details of the family members here. Well, we haven't met Ambrose yet, but he's the butler. This is the Admiral Aristotle Gilfrey. So we did have a little bit about this one. So we knew that he sent a mysterious invitation to us, which is why we're here. He lives on an isolated island, which we know because we've got here, and he's found dead in a pipe. So we need to find a bit more about that. Anybody else? Okay, we've got the Beryl Clutterbuck, the maid, and that's our sailor, who we found out about last time. Okay, so let's see if Beryl's got anything else to say.
Perhaps we could discuss the other people who are here.
So this is going to be a repeat of what she
Who
said?
else is on the staff here?
Other than Ambrose, there's just Pumphrey, the gardener. Such a shame to see the house so low on staff. Oh, my lord, you should have seen the place where my mistress was still alive.
Used to be more of you, eh?
Oh, yes, sir. It's really just a skeleton staff now. The master was away so much on his travels. More so since the mistress passed away. He doesn't need a full staff these days, I'm afraid.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the guests here?
I don't know any of them well. It's the first time we've had guests since the mistress died. God rest her soul. You're the last to arrive, so you'll find them all around the house.
Thank you very much. Do you know why we've all been invited here?
Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. I don't. The master was being most mysterious about it. Something to do with his research, I'd fancy, but it's all beyond me.
Okay.
That'll be all for now, madam.
So we still don't know what's going on. We've got some more. Okay, so we're family for some time. Anything else added? No. Okay, that's fine. Right, I guess we need to go and explore. Maybe we can actually summon the the butler
Oh, I
and speak to
say, a
him.
gong. Shall I gong it?
I'm not entirely convinced that gong is a verb, but very well if you...
Gong.
You don't actually need to say gong, you know.
Oh, well, I suppose, but where's the fun in that?
Strange, the maid said this would call the butler, but he's nowhere to be seen.
Okay, so that's not working. Let's check the telephone.
It would be prudent to alert someone on the mainland to the death. Hello? Operator? Ah yes, hello. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to connect me to Scotland Yard. Inspector Culver's office, if you please. Yes, thank you.
Ah, typical.
What the devil? The lights have gone out.
What on earth was all that about?
I'm not sure. I say, the telephone line has gone dead. And look at this.
Crikey, that's a bit of a mess. What could have done this?
Well, one thing's for sure, we're not going to be able to contact the mainland until we can get this repaired.
That's interesting. You were the only other person here. Did you see anything? No. So
That'll be all for now, madam.
we're not going to be investigating too hard here. Okay, so let's have a look around. We've got the drawing room, servants' quarters, or the kitchen, or the dining room. Okay, let's go for the drawing room. We'll start this side and work our way around. Oh, here we go. Here's some of the guests. Let's speak to them straight away.
Greetings, sir.
Ah, hello, my child. I am most pleased to make your acquaintance at this sad time.
Pleased to meet you. I am Lord Winklebottom III, and this is my colleague, Dr. Reginald Frumple.
Bless you, my children. I am Reverend Archibald Peabody.
Do you know any of the other guests?
I believe I may have seen Madame Lavinia at some interfaith conference or other, but not to speak to. Other than that, I'm afraid not.
Do you know why Gilfrey invited you here today?
Oh, I'm afraid I wouldn't know. I've not heard from him for a few years, until just recently when he wrote to me out of the blue. I know he had something to announce, but I'm afraid I don't know what.
It is most intriguing, to be sure. Well, thank you for your time, Reverend.
Oh, yes, quite so, my boy, quite so.
Okay, nothing too much there. Who's this? Sir Winslet.
Greetings.
Ah, Winklebottom, isn't it? I've written reports about your exploits for my newspaper.
Oh, really? And which of our adventures have you covered?
Sorry, old thing. Not sure I recognize you.
Frumple? Dr. Frumple? You said you'd covered our cases.
Oh, that's right. You're the gentleman's gentleman, yes?
We're partners. Equal partners. Blasted hack.
All right, Frumple. Pleased to meet you, sir, but I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage.
Winslet's the name, old thing.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
I say, it's true what they say, then, about you preferring to walk on all fours. Bit old-fashioned these days, what?
I just happen to think it's rather more refined.
Plus he'd bash his bonds on the ceiling if he tried to walk in the modern style.
That's really interesting. Modern style of walking. Okay.
And how do you know Gilfrey? Do you know why you're invited here today?
In reverse order, not a blasted clue, and I'm engaged to his daughter Constance.
You're
Ooh.
a journalist, you say. Could that be the reason you're here?
Might be, old boy. The old fellow wasn't entirely taken with me, truth be told, but if he wanted somebody to get the word out about something, I'd certainly fit the bill.
You didn't get along with Gilfrey then?
Well, I mean, I've never actually met him, you understand. This is the first time Constance has brought me to the island. But I'm sure he wouldn't approve of me. Crikey, my own family don't, so why would somebody else's?
Mysterious.
So you're engaged to young Constance over there.
Oh, Winklebottom, I'm a changed cat since meeting her. I was quite the party animal, but, fair to say, she's tamed me.
You didn't get on with the Admiral, though.
It was nothing he said, you understand, but I don't think he approved. Don't have a lot of luck with family. Even my own disinherited me.
I say, that's rather harsh of them.
Too many parties, I suppose. And being a journalist, well, it's not exactly an appropriate job for somebody of my status, you know.
Most unfortunate.
I get to keep the title. I'm a baronet, don't you know? But I'm afraid it's left me rather cash poor.
Marrying into money, perhaps?
Thank you for your time.
Okay, we're going to return. Let's examine some of the things in the room.
One of those newfangled gramophone players. The music plays through this trumpet.
Modern technology is wonderful. Just look how tiny it is. I say, Winklebottom, I wonder if these chaps know what happened to Gilfrey.
You could ask, but I doubt they'd hear, and I don't suppose they saw anything anyway. And if they did, they wouldn't say. A collection of gramophone records.
Oh look, they have Sounds of the Sea featuring Periwinkle, Flange and the Crustaceans. I love their music.
I think I'll stick to the classics.
Okay.
Ah, look at him here, the pride of the Admiralty. They say he had the sea running through his veins.
So we'll try and find out as much as we can about the family and their
Ah,
relationships.
look at this, it's Gilfrey and Ethelbert on their wedding day. A splendid time was had by all, I can assure you, Frumple. Such a tragedy Ethelbert had passed away so young.
Yes, terrible business. Just terrible.
Ah, this chap is Lord Malcolm Schmidt. I've met him in a house a number of times. A great speaker, although I'm not sure all of it makes a good deal of sense.
Looks most distinguished.
Generally, yes, though not so much when food is around. He can get quite raucous at times.
Okay, it's interesting how it kind of gave us a bit of a close-up of that one. Something to keep in mind. Check the cupboard.
Now, let us have a look in here.
Oh, just some papers. How boring.
Not inherently so, but in this case, yes. They don't seem to be of any great interest. Although it does seem odd that they're in such a mess.
That's
It's
what I was
almost as if
thinking.
somebody had been rummaging through them in a hurry.
Best way, in my opinion, gets it out of the way. I much prefer reading things with nice pictures in them. Medical books have some excellent drawings.
One would hope that you at least glance at the words, mind you.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking that looked a bit messy.
A collection of books, nothing of any great interest right now.
So I do understand that some of the things you are required to kind of backtrack a little bit, so you have to solve a puzzle later on to then come back and use some things which may not have been of relevance at the time when you search them. So got to keep that in mind to keep checking
A
things.
sporting trophy won by Gilfrey. He was always such a strong, fit chap.
Won a few sporting trophies myself in my youth, you know. Came second in the all boys egg and spoon race back at the old academy. They let me keep the spoon. Had to give back the egg, mind. Matron only laid it that morning.
Oh god, no, that's disgusting. Yeah, there's a lot of things that in the world of animals would just come up as being not acceptable.
An award for Amphibian of the Year. A finer amphibian you could never hope to meet, eh, Frumple? Various works of fiction. These are most likely Ethelberta's. Aristotle preferred his scientific tomes instead.
Ugh, Shakespeare. The masters made us read it at school, toted old rot. Don't mind the one with the two lovers from rival families of mongooses and capybaras, though.
Oh, there could be so many puns in this game.
A relic of the Great Frog Wars. Gilfrey was most fond of ancient history.
I say, that axe he's carrying would do you a real mischief if you got on the wrong end of it.
Okay, that could be useful later on.
A long metal axe. This seems very sturdy. Even the handle is metal.
I say, Winklebottom, I bet Gilfrey liked this axe a lot. Or because he's an axolotl.
Yes. I understand.
Oh, here he is, though.
Oh, just look at him, Frumple. Died in his house tube network. It simply doesn't make any sense. He was such a hardy fellow.
If we can get him out, I'll determine what killed him. Never you fear.
So he's just floating there dead. If it was just sitting around, that's a bit morbid.
A curious box. Oddly, it seems to be fixed in place. It appears, however, that parts of the map itself might actually move slightly.
Oh, that could be a puzzle. We'll come back to that in a second.
I say, look at this, old boy. It's Gilfrey and I during our school days. Ah, those were happy times.
Not for me, he couldn't abide school. The other boys used to make fun of my name. Dumple, they'd call me. The rotters.
Okay, well, let's just check out the box then. Not sure what this is doing. I'm just clicking on things and it's... I guess there would be maybe a certain order. Perhaps if we find out where the guy travelled to, maybe the order of his travels is like a thing here. Yeah, I'm just...
You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all the information we need to crack this puzzle.
No, we'll come back to that. Right, let's see if we can get him out of this
Nothing to
tube.
be done for the poor fellow until we can drain the water, I fear.
Okay, fair
We shall
enough.
have to get him out of there if I'm to do an autopsy. Can't very well determine the cause of death just by gawping him through the glass, you know.
Okay, right, let's go through. I think that's everything in this room. Let's go through to the Orangery. And let's speak to Constance.
Greetings. You must be Miss Gilfrey. Our most sincere condolences on your sad loss.
If it isn't Lord Winklebottom. Father talked about you often, and you must be Mr. Frumple?
Doctor, actually. That is, I mean, sorry for your loss, miss.
First mother and now this. I think we must have done something unspeakable in a past life to suffer so much pain in this one. Don't you agree, Lord Winklebottom?
There has been some terrible tragedy here, I agree, but I fear there may be some more earthly causes for the most recent one, at least.
You think there's villainy at work here?
We don't know yet, however, his death was quite a shock, as far as I know, he was fit as a fiddle before he died. In any case, Dr. Frumple will be able to tell us more.
I think, if you don't mind, I'd just like to be left alone for a while.
Goodbye for now, Miss Gilfrey.
Okay, so let's just have a quick look around.
A cactus, covered in dozens of needles.
I'm keeping well away. Got a dreadful phobia of needles, don't you know?
Doesn't that rather interfere with your work as a doctor?
Not at all. I just close my eyes when I use them, that's all. It's very common fear, you know. Most of my patients scream when they see me with one.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine why.
This pitcher plant is full of a nasty-looking liquid. Some kind of sap, I presume.
What did you call me?
So you'd have the possibility of doing something with it?
I have no idea what this sap is, and I'm certainly not going to touch it if I don't know it's safe. Maybe if we could find out more about it.
Okay, so that's something to come back to.
I once knew a chap who was killed after getting trapped in one of those. Sir Bumbles the Second. Very nasty way to go.
So every animal, even flies and things, are sentient in this world. That's a very dangerous thing to have. Let's check this hose pipe.
I don't really want to lug around an entire hose pipe if I don't have a reason to.
Okay, so again, it's probably something to come back to.
I say, this is the most appetising looking foliage.
Oh dear. Oh, I think we're going to have to eat it.
My word, this plant really does look frightfully tasty.
Seems a
Oh
little
dear,
bit rude,
how
maybe.
awfully embarrassing.
Yeah.
I do hope that wasn't an important clue. Let's take these with us.
Indeed, it would be sheer folly to leave them. I say sheer folly.
Yes.
Because they're...
Yes, I understood. Actually, I believe they're secateurs.
Some bad jokes. Okay, so I think that is everything in here.
I really am awfully embarrassed about this, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, we'll go back. That's the drawing room. I believe we've exhausted everything in here. Let's go back and check out the next room. So that was the drawing room. What about the servants' quarters? See if we can go in there. Okay. So we have a bed here with some
Ugh,
marks
this
on.
bed is absolutely filthy. Rumble, what do you make of this?
Looks like some kind of slime or mucus. I'd say this bed is used by a mollusk of some sort. Filthy buggers.
Okay.
This looks like a child's doll. It seems to be a cuddly axolotl.
Bit of an odd thing to keep around.
Okay, so there's not much to examine in here at the moment. I have a bit of a clue that there's a mollusk about and possibly a child. There's a screen here to shield this bed from these ones. Let's just check our book here because I think we've got some extra information about people. So we have the Reverend, Alpha and Gilfrey, Sea Lion of the Cloth. Anything else? That's a sailor. Oh, here we go. So Winslet, estranged from his family. That's some sinister things going on there, maybe. Yes, we haven't met the butler yet. Yes, okay, that's all we have. Okay, nothing much to discover in here at the moment. Next room is the kitchen. We'll check that out. Okay. So the dumbwaiter there, we'll check that in a moment. There's a pan, refrigerator. Okay, let's start. Alright, let's start with the dumbwaiter.
Just open this hatch.
Ugh, blasted thing won't stay open.
Okay, so we don't know why we want to stay open just yet. Let's continue exploring.
Oh, there are some matches in this box. I'll take these, or rather this. There only seems to be one match left.
Okay, so we've got the pruning shears and the matchbox. Let's check this cupboard.
Nothing of interest in here.
Another cupboard. We'll check them all.
Just
More
some odds and
food.
ends, nothing useful.
Okay. Another cupboard. Plates.
Just some crockery.
Okay, so there's a pan.
Frumple, you're the food expert. Do you think we should take this with us?
As you wish, but don't expect me to know what to do with it. I'm rather more interested in the end result than the process, you know.
Okay, so we picked up a pan. We got some fruit.
A bowl of fruit. You know what they say, Frumple. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Well, doesn't seem to have worked, does it?
It's surprising how often a good sharp knife comes in handy during an investigation.
So we're just taking everything with us. That's fine.
At least we know we can make more tea if we need to.
Oh, that's a relief. I feel like I've been nursing this cup for hours now.
Yeah.
So I'll make it next time and put the milk in first, like you meant to.
That's just wrong. It's just wrong. Tea first, then milk. Coals.
I suppose you have to light these to heat up the cooker.
Splendid deduction as always, Winklebottom.
Well, we have a match, but do we need to put the kettle on just yet? Let's have a look.
Right then, let's turn this thing on.
Okay.
I say, Frumple, do you know how to work one of these things?
Not a clue.
But I guess the game is kind of wanting us to do this. Let's try using the match on the coals.
Need a steady hoof to do this, as there's only one match left. There we go, the cooker is heating up nicely now.
Shut the door. So the cooker's on. Maybe can we do anything?
At least we know we can make more tea if we...
Oh,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
a relief.
Yep. So we've got the cooker on. We could put the pan on the cooker.
Let's put the pan on the stovetop.
Got nothing in it at the moment though, so let's have a check the refrigerator.
Oh my god. Frumple, look at this is terrible.
What? What is it?
They're keeping red wine in the refrigerator. This is sacrilege.
God.
Oh, is that all? I thought you found something important.
There isn't butter. We could put some butter in the pan.
A
Maybe
block
melt
of
it.
butter. Might be useful. It's rock solid, however.
I like it when it's solid. Easier to take a bite out of it, you know.
Oh, I like butter, but not like that. Let's melt it.
How thrilling. I've always wanted to try my hoof at cooking. Ah, look, Frumple, the heat has melted the butter into an oily liquid.
Okay, got nothing to collect it though.
I can hardly pick this up with my bare hooves. We'll need something to soak it up, I wager.
Well,
Okay.
what about your mane? That's probably absorbent.
That's a disgusting thought, Frumple.
Okay, so we'll come back to that. Doesn't look like there's anything else here. There is a side door. We could check that.
This door appears to be locked. Most
Okay.
irritating.
Yes, quite so. Wonder where it leads to.
Right, well I think that is everything here, so we'll just leave the pan, let's shut the fridge. We'll just leave the butter boiling away. I'm sure that'll be fine. So that was the kitchen, we've got the drawing room. How are we doing for time? We can check the dining room here. Some more people to talk to, let's go straight for them.
Greetings.
You are Lord Winklebottom, are you not?
I say, that's amazing. Did you see all that in your crystal ball? Or a message from the spirits, perhaps?
No, I saw an article about you in the newspaper earlier today.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose that would also work.
Anyway, I am very pleased to meet you. I am Madame Lavinia, and I am a spirit medium.
Well, quite. What can you tell me about Gilfrey?
Oh, that poor soul. Such tragedy in this household. First my dear Ethelberta, and now Aristotle. Their daughter must be devastated.
Quite so. Very sad business all round. Very sad.
What's your connection to Gilfrey?
I've known Ethelberta since she was a duckling. I've no idea why darling Aristotle invited me today, though. None at all.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, we've still got a lot more investigating to do. Let's try speaking to this person.
Greetings, madam.
What's that, young man? Speak up!
I said greetings, madam.
No, it's no good. No diction. That's the problem with you young people. You need to learn to project, my boy.
We're not going to get very far here, Winklebottom. My diagnosis is the old bird is deaf as a post.
I'm so glad to have you here, Frumple. I've no idea how I would manage without your expert opinion on such matters.
Oh, thank you, old thing.
Thank you for your time, madam.
What's that? Move your head closer. I can't hear you all the way up there.
Ugh.
I say, Winklebottom, do you know who this is? It's Dame Celia Wellington Boot.
I'm sure I have no idea.
But she's famous. Dame Celia was a star of the stage. I had quite the crush on her as a young calf.
Okay. So we did find out a bit more about this. Apparently a famous actress. Okay. Right, let's examine the room. We'll start with the bag here.
Dame
See if there's
Celia's
anything interesting.
haberdashery bag. Knitting, sewing, wool, threads and such like.
Okay, that may be useful later on. Check the window.
Large double windows looking out onto the island.
Not exactly the jolliest view one could ask for.
So we can open them.
I'm not going to open these, it'll let in a terrible draft.
Okay. I'm sure we probably will at some point.
This tube is part of the network of pipes Gilfrey used to get around the house. Being amphibious, he preferred to stay in these as much as possible.
Ingenious system, mind you.
Okay.
This painting is called Adventure Awaits, apparently.
Huh. Personally, I could do with a bit less adventure in my life.
I wonder if that's a reference to something. If anybody knows that, let me know.
A roaring hot fire, very cosy. A fine looking grandfather clock, though it appears to be stopped currently. I suppose nobody has wound it for a while.
My third cousin had one of these. I used to mess around with the hands to hear the cuckoo going off.
Are you sure that's not a cuckoo clock you're thinking of?
No, my third cousin is a cuckoo and he really hates me messing around with his grandfather clock.
Some of these things make me laugh.
A nice display of flowers. Lovely, delicious flowers.
Are we going to eat them?
I suppose a tiny nibble wouldn't hurt.
Careful, old thing, you'll get your head stuck in that vase.
I say you're right. Yes, my head goes all the way in. I can eat the stalks too.
Just eat everything. Oh, we can maybe take the vase.
A long round glass vase. It's crystal clear.
Don't go sticking your head in there again, wouldn't want to get stuck.
We'll take it.
There's nothing left to eat in this vase.
You're addicted, man.
Okay, I thought maybe we could take it and put the butter in it.
I believe these are used to see into the future. Rather a pity they can't see into the past, so we could find out what happened to Gilfrey. I say, Frumple, I can see a mist starting to form in this.
No, old boy, that's just your monocle steaming up because of the heat from the fire.
Oh, then we probably shan't get any answers this way.
Okay, so I think that seems like everything in this room. Okay, so what have we got left? So we've done all the 4 rooms. Was there a way to get outside? There was not. Ah, we've got the left corridor and the right corridor. Okay. Okay, well, we've explored the downstairs. I think what we'll do, we'll call it a day here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying it. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below. And next time out, we'll check the right and the left corridors and see what other things we can find out. I haven't really done too much puzzle solving yet, but we're just gathering information and clues. And we'll get, hopefully, some puzzles in the next one. I've been Greg, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.